Good morning, and thank you for making ekaboom TV part of your morning routine.
We're Ruben and Joan Romero, and today we're going to talk about hiring through hoops.
All right, so let's get down to business. When you want to hire someone, you need to send them through hoops.
You do. It's super important to send anyone that you're considering hiring through hoops. And we actually have a friend who told us that once they get through the hoops, then you should tell them that, especially if they're in a really important position, you tell them that maybe they're not right for the job, and see if they fight for it. So after you send them through hoops, then you take the job.
Perfect for the job.
You take the job away from them and see.
Or if they're like, ugh, all right, never mind. I don't want to work for you anyway.
Right.
But you're like, ooh, I'm glad I figured that out before I gave him the job.
Exactly. So let's talk a little bit about how you hire through hoops. Now,
okay, what's a hoop?
What is a hoop? A hoop is is something that you get people to jump through every time that every step of the interview process.
So for example,
makes a hurdle. Okay, so I learned this from a gentleman called Matthew Glanfield, and when I started working online. He was actually the first person I started working for. And what he would do is he would set up a page. He'd send out an email to his list of customers, actually. He would hire from his customer base because...
so people who already know him, like him, trust him.
And know his material, understand what he's doing, okay. Because he had an education business where he went out and he educated people about certain things. So... if they went through his education, they kind of knew what he was
So they're
going
kind of
to
already
do.
on the same page.
Exactly. So
okay.
He sent out that email to his subscriber base, and he said, hey, look, we're hiring. He'd send them to a page, and there was an audio there where they would listen to the audio, and they couldn't fast forward. They couldn't skip. They had to go. It was maybe a 5-minute audio, and it wasn't until the end.
Video.
No video, just audio, right? So first of all, they have to have some level of attention span. To actually,
good thing to hire is some attention span.
Yeah, it's a good thing to hire someone. So you have to go through that whole audio, listen to it, and just to find out how to apply.
Okay.
So this is even you're not even applying yet. It's just to
like
find out.
Did they even know what job they were applying for?
Yes, and so
okay.
he explained that a little bit in the email, and then throughout at the beginning of the audio, he would say, "Hey, here's this job. Here's what you're going to be doing," and he would go into detail about what exactly he needed for the job. And then at the end of it, he would say, okay, now here's where you can go and you can apply. Okay. And so he'd give you directions, like very specific directions that you would have to send him an email, and it would have to have something very specific in the subject line, something very specific in the content, and what you'd actually have to do to apply. And actually, it was interesting when I applied to work with him. He was actually hiring in two positions. The first one was someone to help him with some of his marketing and just kind of like an assistant kind of person to help work through some of the stuff that he was working on. The other one was to do some web development, and I wasn't really interested in the web development, although I had done it. And but I sent in an application, and we made a video. Actually, we did a website, and we put up videos of actually of our family, just talking about why they should hire me. And it was kind of a spoof.
It was actually a lot of fun because now you had met Matthew before. You've met him a couple times at different conferences and things, and
briefly.
And you kind of liked him.
Yes.
Right? You liked him, and you've been on his list, and okay. But I remember when you were applying that not only did you follow all the steps, but you went above and beyond. You're like, okay, I'm not just going to send an email. Tell me if I remember this correctly, but you sent the email with a link to a website that you built just for that. And then we put up the video, which was really cute. You can talk about that.
Yeah, we put up some videos. It was like a sales page, and we had testimonials, which were basically from my family because I didn't really, I don't know, I didn't.
So it was like our little 3-year-old daughter saying, "My dad's great. You should hire him."
Yeah, that's basically what it was. It was kind of funny.
We just held in front of the camera and put like subtitles. Like,
yeah. So it was a fun project, and I think often for those of you who are looking for a job. Definitely the first thing is you have to follow all the rules that they put in. That's the first thing I look at. If they don't follow the rules exactly as are outlined,
that's a big red flag.
Yeah, they're out. I mean, they could have the perfect resume, and I don't care because they didn't follow my rules. But yeah, you want to make these sort of hoops for people to jump through. And when I applied for that job, I did that. And in fact, what he said is at the end of it, he's like, I actually want to hire you for both of these jobs because you're the only one that actually followed all the and you actually followed for both positions. I didn't even read the position for the other one because the other one they were supposed to build a website and show that they had some skills.
And I don't think anyone had built a website.
Yeah, nobody did. In fact, on the bottom of mine, I had a button that said hire Ruben now. And so he clicked it. So there was probably some level of, I think I just hired someone. Like I don't.
And after you click it, it was like a picture of you, like video of you.
Yeah, it was like, all right, congratulations, you just hired me.
Video.
Yeah, and so I think in some level he was like, oh wait, I think I just hired him. I don't know if I can back out of it now.
But even before all of that, in the original email, he set it up as, "Are you about to go through a long list of applications? Let me save you the time by hiring me now."
Right, and
it's like super cheesy.
Yeah, it was totally cheesy. But the funny thing is that he actually was about to go through a big long list of all of the applicants.
I was feeling like, I gotta go through all these applications.
Right.
And I saw your video.
Right, and I got him right at the perfect time when he was just like, oh man, I really don't want to have to go through all these applications. And
so you were a good hoop jumper. You went above and beyond.
Yeah.
You got 2 jobs, but
I did. Although I just got paid for one, but I did both of them. Which was fine. It was great experience. It was really what launched me into the online sphere.
And we're still good friends today.
Oh yeah, we're still great friends, and hang out every once in a while.
See, hiring people can be fun.
Applying
for jobs can be fun. It doesn't have to be terrible.
Right, but getting back to those hoops.
Recipe.
So if you are going to hire someone, flat out hiring. We had another video that talked about outsourcing some of those other things, which are great. But if you really need to hire someone, have them jump through the hoops. Make sure they follow the instructions, and then if they're in a really critical position. If they're like, I don't know, you need an editor. You may not want at the end of that to say, hey, I'm sorry, but you're not, we just don't think you're right for the job, because most editors would just say, oh, okay, thank you very much, and leave. And they may be an amazing editor, so you don't want to do that to the editor. But if you're hiring someone who's at a key position in your company, someone who's going to kind of
like help, a go-getter.
Yeah, like someone who's a salesperson or potential CEO or manager or something like that, those are key positions. You really need someone who is going to, believe in themselves and believe in what they do and believe in what they say and believe in what they can accomplish. So that's a good position to let them know. Say, hey, I've got all these applications, and I just don't think that you're the right thing. And then just shut up and let them talk.
And the problem with that is you may not want to do it because you'll be like, but what if they say okay and walk away? And I just went through all this work to get them this far, but that's the saving you trouble in the years to come.
Right.
If you have someone who's 80% there, but not 100 or 110% there, which is someone you really need in that position, then that's why you would do that.
Right. And the cost of bringing them on is way more than continuing your search. So it's smart to do that. And it is hard. And there have been times when I should have done that and I didn't, and it didn't work out. Sales positions. We've tried to hire multiple salespeople, and we did not do that with them, and we regret it now. So those we should have done it because
learn from our mistakes.
Learn from our mistakes.
Do better than we did.
Absolutely. So anyway, have the bottom line is have them jump through as many hoops
so
as
just
possible.
really quick in summary, what are some examples of hoops? So like send me, if you want a resume, you would say email me your resume or print it up and mail it to this address. Like you are just really specific about what it is you want.
Right. And if they're going to send something to you, say something like put this in the subject line and
our attention to, so blah blah blah.
Right. Yeah. So, or send me a resume with a cover letter or whatever things that you feel are going to be helpful as far as like how they follow directions in, maybe you need someone who's going to be doing research, right? So you'll say, go and find whatever on whatever topic and write a quick summary of that as a sample. For the job.
Something specific to what they're doing. So if it's web mastery, it's like, hey, go
build a website. Show me what you can do, and so I can review it.
And not one that you've built in the past. I want a new one, and I want it to be about this or say this or whatever, so you can see specifically what they're doing now for you. Not maybe something that they did in a class about building a website where they had teachers helping them and other people helping them, or they paid a friend to do it or whatever.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Thanks for subscribing, liking, and telling us what you think in the comments below.
Have a great day.